Hello Leo, hello and welcome to your tarot card reading for the 4th week of August. This tarot card forecast is covering 22nd to 29th of August. So Leo, what do we have here? In terms of the crowning energy of this week for you Leo, we have 10 of Swords, then we have 2 of Cups, we have Queen of Pentacles, we have 4 of Cups once again. In terms of potential obstacles, we have the Tower. In terms of potential, the best way for potential opportunities is 8 of Wands. And the best way forward is the 3 of Pentacles. And over here is additional commentary. Let me put the clarifier on the top of the Queen of Pentacles. And we have 7 of Wands. So 10 of Swords. As you can see, there's someone who's laying down on the ground, and all 10 swords being he looks like being backstabbed by those swords. And the swords, they're representing the ideas, people, the way how we communicate, sometimes problems because swords, they're representing the way how we think. It's almost the kind of way how we think about ourselves and situations. And 10 in general in minor arcana is representing the end of the cycle, the closure of something. And 10 of Swords is representing closure to something that is not longer working for us. It's not longer serving its purpose, and maybe it's not serving its purpose because we tried something and this wasn't for us, or this never meant to be for us, but yet we would have to kind of explore this in order to realize it and to learn it. Sometimes it hasn't worked out because of the situation, people, and swords might represent people who are not supporting us and who let us down. Equally, it might be it's just there wasn't the right time, and there's some kind of feeling of things tumbling down, because the Tower is also kind of very similar into this respect, because Tower is also, if you're going to see very closely, representing the end of something and renewal. So both are representing end of the cycle and renewal, like we being forced, is that by situation, by other people, whatever it might be, so start from the scratch, to kind of put our effort into something new. And this is the 10 of Swords over here. And then we have 2 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and the clarifier is 7 of Wands, and we have 4 of Cups over here. So 2 of Cups, and in what they represent, 2 of Cups, they're representing the exchange, the beginning. If you're going to, it's unity, it's 2 people exchanging 2 cups. It might be to do with friendship, it might be to do with employment, because this means exchange of contracts. And as you can see, the Queen of Pentacles, it's kind of sitting behind, and she's facing the male figure over here in this reading for you, Leo. So I would say there may be, and just maybe, that there's influence of the third person in your relationship, and it's up to you to not allow this influence. There might be relationship, there might be your relationship when it comes to your romantic relationship, friendship, it might be work related, it might be your business related. So it's almost somebody is being influenced, or not necessarily influenced, but it might, I wouldn't say manipulated, but it's it's somebody wants to kind of, it's almost, what I saw in my mind's eye, it's like you have a chess game, and somebody is kind of trying to maneuver the situation in a way that suits them behind the scenes, in a way that it has nothing to do with that person. Equally, we know it is to do with that person, and it's for you to being able to address it and stand for yourself. But equally, that is interesting. Whatever this person here is doing might be not necessarily aware or fully aware of that somebody is planting those ideas or those solutions or those ways forward or what have you. And some of what this person is doing or saying or within that situation was happening, they really mean it, but because of maybe your take, you don't see it. And there's a question of, are you able to separate those two things? Because those two things, what I'm getting, they're not fully merged. There may be a link, but whatever this person is offering here, as you can see, they mean it, but you might be not willing to be open to whatever is coming from that person. So it's the question for you, what is it that you would like to do with it? Because you can address the situation, but what they say, don't anticipate that some of the things that this person is coming or saying is genuine. And are you willing to accept this, or are you willing to reject it in its entirety? And that is up to you, and that is the decision that you should make. In terms of the obstacles is a tower, and tower, if you're going to think, you know, it sometimes is representing like a Tower of Babel, you know, people that they want to be us, they want to reach the God himself, and they're building the tower, and they being and the tower collapses. So in the most basic understanding of tower, it's something that we as a humans we're building those hopes, ideas, projects, whatever it is, and in order to realize that nothing lasts forever, the things that were imperfect, and because sometimes the grounds on which we build certain things, they are not strong enough, or we were pushing things too hard in order to get what we thought that we want, but it's not necessarily what we needed. This time moment comes and kind of comes to the collapse in order to release us from this kind of idea fix, this kind of drive that we have, and almost like help us instead stir us in the direction, new direction of improvement, of building something that is going to be better that we built before, and that is a tower. And right after the tower comes the Eight of Wands, and Eight of Wands is representing kind of the, as you can see, those wands that they're flying. They have a little, you know, green leaves on them. So this Eight of Wands is representing almost like a flow of life. It's representing events that are taking place relatively swiftly, and is to allow the things to take place and not disturb and try to not disturb them. So it's almost like whatever is happening from this time moment, whatever followed, it's here. The opportunity within it is to allow this to happen, because this is a silver lining. That is something that's going to benefit us. And because of that, the best way forward is suggested Three of Pentacles over here. And Three of Pentacles, it's, if you're going to think about it, this is a beginning of, I don't know how well you can see, it's a building something from the scratch. It's showing the craftsmanship. It's showing the building of something new. So whatever here is taking place or is going to take place, allow this to happen. It's almost like observe and see what it's almost try to, it's like you're going to throw the stone and you're going to see the ripple effect. Don't disturb it, allow and see kind of where this is going to lead, because this might lead to something that you're going to be very satisfied with, and it's going to become handy. So it's a blessing in disguise for some of you, and for some of you it might be to do with new employment. For some of you it might be to do that you might get commission from someone if you're self-employed, or if you are, you know, freelancing. So it's almost like whatever Tower brings, it's to benefit you, to give you opportunity on the back of it. What's the additional commentary here? Is the question about, it's ISA, it's representing ice. As you can see, there's a woman being frozen in ice, and ice, usually we have this understanding of ice that's very cold. In terms of emotions is being frozen. And once again, it's coming back to this kind of relationship and this person who is somewhere in the background, and you maybe not willing to receive some of the intentions, but because I'm hearing intentions here, and the question is, do you really want to continue to be that way? Do you want to really shut down this relationship, or shut yourself off from that relationship? Hold on. I have a death coming here, hold on. That's very interesting, because if you're going to see, we have a death and we have the Three of Swords. If you feel you're going to be hurt, shutting yourself out of this potential hurt, or closing the door on someone, ask yourself, is the best way forward. Because if you're going to do it or not, you're going to still have that feeling. It's not going to... The thing, if you're going to kind of shut yourself down emotionally, this is not necessarily the best way forward, because then you might have a regret. So ask yourself, would you like to have that regret? Do you still want to what the Six of Pentacles is saying, keep the communication channels open. Don't shut yourself down and don't close the door, because you might regret it, and that's not necessarily going to be the solution to the situation you are in. That's the overall message here, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. If it did, please let me know by commenting and liking. Thank you for tuning in. Have an amazing week, and hopefully we shall also speak soon. You take care.